Clicking on the I solved link will take you to where you need to enter your username, password, and company code. Your username is the first 4 letters of your last name and the first 3 letters of your first name. Your password is 1234, and you'll be required to change it this first time you log in. I recommend writing down your password and adding it to your cell phone as a contact, so you always have it with you. Now this is what your timesheet looks like. The first time you log in, you'll want to go to the upper right hand corner and click on your user ID and look at your preferences. If you need to change your password again, you can do that here at any time. You can update your email address, and then you make the change and you can click update. We'll go back to the time card. You'll want to verify that your name, hire date, supervisor are all correct. Your employee type is probably class 1 and your pay type is probably exempt salary. Your department may look a little different. It will have your division number and probably say non-distributed direct assignment, or you could be required to designate each day and indicate which department you work in. If you're not sure about that, you can contact your supervisor or the business office to verify that your department is correct. You can also look down here on the left-hand side. You can click Employee and look at your main screen, and that has your required number of days here. This individual has 235 days they need to work for the fiscal year. If you need to go back to your timesheet, you can hit Time Management and Time Card. Now, how you complete your timesheet and let us know if you worked 1 day or a half a day is you go to the date that you want to enter time on. We'll say this is July 2nd. We highlighted that day by clicking on it. Then you click on Enter Hour, which is confusing, but this is how you enter either that you worked 1 day or a half a day. So it'll default to the date you had highlighted. This one is July 2nd. It's a Tuesday. You can change that 8 to either a 0.5 or a 1 to indicate 1 day or a half day. You will not use the time in, the shift. Your base pay code should say day worked. If it doesn't, again, you can contact Victoria Heineck in the business office. Then you want to ensure that your department is correct. So it may be a non-distributed direct assignment, or you may need to allocate each day and let us know which department you worked in. If you need to change that, you can click on that blue department name and pick which department you worked in. If you'd like to make a note here, you can. However, you can only see those notes by actually clicking on the day. So if this is correct, on July 2nd, you worked 1 day. You go over here to the right-hand corner and hit Create. Okay, now you'll notice I clicked that twice, so if you click that, you can edit it by going over here to the delete. You'll notice I just clicked on that too. I'm going to delete one of those. And now we have 1 day. So if you hover over this pay code, it's going to tell you day worked. So this does indicate 1 day worked. You'll notice a few places it says hours. You are salaried exempt, so we know that you're either working 1 day or a half a day. Before you sign your timesheet, after you've indicated every day you've worked throughout the month, you'll want to click this down arrow here. This will show you every department that you have worked in for the month. A lot of you will either have 1 or 2 departments, maybe 3. You'll want to double check that all those departments are correct before you sign your timesheet. And you sign your timesheet by clicking the employee box. It'll put your name, the date, and the time you've signed the timesheet. Now, if you've signed your timesheet and then you realize that maybe you needed to enter a sick day or make a quick change, as long as your supervisor hasn't signed your timesheet, you're able to go in and make changes. So if we need to enter some sick time on this, we'll again just highlight that date, and then you can go over to enter absence. And then the same thing, we'll make this a 1 or a half. On absence policy, you will want to change this to class 1 sick. You can make a note for your supervisor if you'd like, and then you can hit create. Takes a second, and then you'll see it has added now a second line for your pay code that indicates a sick day. So you've changed your timesheet, so you'll need to sign it now again. You just go down to the bottom, click the employee box, and it puts your name, the date, and the time that you've signed your timesheet. And then you are done for the month.